Hello everyone, I am with MS Siddiqui and here on the screen I have CIMA P1, that is your management accounting paper syllabus in front of me. So the paper is divided in four parts as you can see. First is cost accounting for decision and control. Now this part comprises of different costing techniques like activity based costing, marginal costing, the traditional costing techniques, and the more modern techniques such as the activity based costing. And it also includes variance analysis. The second part, budgeting and the budgetary control. This part comprises of mainly of this part is mainly about the budgets and how budgets are prepared and how budgets are actually used in management accounting. The next one is short term decision making. This is a part that deals with the relevant cost chapter, a very important area in the management accounting, that is relevant costs. I will talk more about it later in this video. Last but not least, the risk and uncertainty in the short term. Risk and uncertainty chapter. This chapter deals with the risk and the uncertainty, the risks involved when undertaking a project, the risks that are involved, the outcomes that we can get, and how uh, the certainties, the probabilities associated with the outcomes and all that. So the syllabus is to sum up, the syllabus is divided in four parts. The first part relates to cost accounting techniques and the variance analysis. The third is budgeting. The fourth is short term decision making, mainly comprising of relevant cost, and the last part is risk and uncertainty. Now here I have decided to show you a breakup of entire syllabus, chapter wise breakup of entire syllabus, and this breakup is taken from the Kaplan revision kit. Now, first of all, the first chapter is rational for costing. This is an introduction of the paper, you can say. The second chapter is traditional costing, and it includes costing techniques, the traditional costing techniques of absorption costing and marginal costing. The third chapter is activity based costing. Now the point here worth noting is that you need to focus on the theoretical parts of these chapters, not just the computational parts, because the CIMA examiner has the choice to examine anything that is included in your syllabus, because CIMA papers include MCQs. The CIMA papers comprise of MCQs, and the CIMA examiner, unlike the ACCA examiner or any other professional body examiner, the CIMA examiner in papers like these has the choice to ask you even the smallest point that is written in your study text, or anywhere in the syllabus, that is mentioned anywhere in your syllabus. The point can be asked via a MCQ. So you need to make sure while studying these topics, you need to make sure that you have good control, good grip over the theoretical aspects of each and every topic. Moving forward, other elements of costing. This chapter mainly comprises of throughput accounting. Now, speaking of throughput accounting is not just a computational area, but it includes theoretical parts as well, like activity based costing. Activity based costing has its advantages, has its disadvantages, and you also need to know while studying this particular while studying this particular section, you also need to know the differences between different cost accounting techniques, like what is the difference between the absorption costing, the marginal costing, and the activity based costing, how activity based costing differs from the marginal costing and the absorption, mainly from the traditional costing techniques, how activity based costing differs from the traditional costing techniques. This is something that you need to know. Other elements of costing comprises of, as I said, throughput accounting. Mainly the main topic in this chapter is throughput accounting. Now, throughput, speaking of throughput accounting does not only does not only include calculations, but it also includes theoretical areas such as theory of binding constraints, the limiting factors. So you need to know what you need to have a good understanding of what actually are the limiting factors, what are the binding constraints, and other theoretical parts, how throughput accounting differs from the conventional costing techniques and all that. So make sure again and again, I am saying, make sure that you know the theoretical aspects of these topics, because if you do not have grip, then you do not have a good chance of passing this exam. Now, when we move forward towards the variance analysis and the further variance analysis, the basic variances like the material variances, the labor variances, the overhead variances, these are not difficult to grasp. But when we move forward, variances like mix and yield variances, and the planning and operational variances, these variances are a bit more difficult to calculate, and you can easily get confused, or I can say you can easily mix up the variance formulas. So make sure that you have good grip. You need to practice these questions. You need to practice the variance calculations not just once, but I suggest that you do it more than once, like twice or even thrice. Try to do more than once. Try to practice these questions as much as you can before appearing in the exam. And here, the theoretical parts, the theoretical aspects of variance analysis, I think, are not so difficult. Like, who is responsible for the, if I ask you who is responsible, who should be responsible for the uh, material price variance, then the answer should be quite straightforward, that the manager who purchases material is more likely to be responsible for the material price variance, as prices are negotiated by the procurement department. So variance analysis, the theory is quite logical here, and I think it should not pose problems for the students. This is my opinion. I don't know the level of students. Each student, everyone has his or her own level. Some people find some topics difficult, while others find those topics easier. So uh, in this video, actually, what I am doing here, I am only expressing my opinions, and I am only making suggestions. So only take it as suggestions. Now, moving forward, as far as budgeting and budgetary control is concerned, this area, this particular area, as I said, that this paper is not just a computational paper, but it requires you to have good understanding of the theoretical aspects also. So this particular area has a lot of theory involved. You need to understand many points that are written in your study text. So do make sure that you read your study text for topics like these. You go through the study text not just once, but more than once while studying, to get a good understanding of the budgets. So this one area of the management of CIMA P1 paper comprises more of the theoretical parts as compared to computational parts. And you need to, as I said earlier, as I am saying again and again, you need to go through the study text and you need to read theoretical parts again and again for this particular area. Short term commercial decision making. Now, relevant cost, this is a trickier part. This is where most students, the relevant cost and the break even analysis, these are the two chapters that most students find difficult to understand. But believe me, if you if you listen to your lectures well, if you watch your lectures again, if you like, if you have, for example, if you have lecture videos, and if you watch those videos again and again, and you think yourself, try to think yourself why a relevant cost question is solved in the way it is solved. Try to get an understanding of the relevant costs yourself, try to get an understanding of opportunity costs yourself, think about it, think over it again and again. Try to practice this area more than once, again and again. Practicing this area again and again will make you better. And once you get a good understanding, it will be very interesting for you. Once you get a good understanding of the relevant costs, this area will become the your favorite, believe me. Break even analysis, now this one area, break even analysis, actually requires tests your mathematical skills. Because if you are good at maths, you can uh, you can solve many break even analysis questions using your understanding of the mathematical equations. So break even analysis, I believe that this particular area, most I have seen students who find this particular area difficult, this one area difficult. But I believe if you are good at maths and your computational skills are up to the mark, you are good at basic maths, particularly at solving mathematical equations, then this should not be a problem. Break even analysis should not be a problem. Make sure that you practice this area like you solve mathematical equations that you did in your high school. So it will become a hell lot easier for you. Linear programming once again requires you to have an understanding of the mathematical equations, because a linear programming model is based on mathematical equations. And it also requires you to draw graphs of the of those equations. So linear programming is another area that requires you to have good understanding, that tests, yeah, even I can say that tests your mathematical skills. Dealing with uncertainty in the short term, this is an area that is I can say different. I can say that this one area is different from other areas of the management accounting exams. Now, dealing with risk and uncertainty, there are certain models for dealing with risk and uncertainty in the short term. One is the expected values, maxi max rule, maxi min, minimax regret, and these are not very difficult to understand. Uh, the expected value technique uses probabilities, and the maximax, maximin, and minimax regret rule. You can remember these three rules by their names. Maximax means the best of the best, maximum of maximum, maximax, maximum of maximum, maximin, maximum of minimum, minimax regret, minimax, minimize the maximum regret. Minimax regret means minimizing the maximum regret. So you can understand these three models via their names, but by just remembering their names you can recall these three models: the maximax, the maximin, and the minimax regret. And the expected value is based on probabilities. The problem in this chapter comes where we have to deal with some problems you may find in dealing with questions of joint probabilities. Make sure that you get a good understanding of the joint probabilities. And the last but not least, the decision tree. The decision tree in this chapter may cause some problems. But if you, as I said earlier, if you practice these questions, you try to get an understanding, you practice the questions not once but more than once, you spend nearly a couple of hours every day practicing the questions, then I think it will also become easier for you. This is not a very difficult area as far as I am concerned. The so the entire management accounting syllabus, I believe, is not so difficult. I was surprised to see the pass rates for this particular paper. The pass rates for this paper uh, are lower as compared to other papers. Now, one thing that you need to understand about this P1 paper is that this paper is not like accounting standards. And accounting standard is a fixed criteria, like IAS 1, IAS 2. IAS 2 is a fixed criteria, but here in management accounting there are not so fixed in management accounting there are not many fixed criterias like in accounting standard. Unlike accounting standards, management accounting rules, the management accounting techniques are not that much rigid, are not that fixed. So make sure that you while practicing, uh, while studying this paper, make sure that you not do it like the conventional accounting standards. You need to have a good understanding. You need to understand the concepts behind different cost items and different like I can say different costing techniques. So do not I the point that I am trying to make here is that do not confuse this paper. Please do not confuse this paper with the accounting standards. I feel that most students find management accounting papers difficult because they try to do it in a similar way like they practice the conventional financial accounting, the uh, mm, financial reporting standards. So please make sure that this is something very different from the conventional accounting standards, the IAS and the IFRS. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. It was Muhid Ahmed Siddiqui, and I will keep posting videos like this for my CIMA students, CIMA P1 students. Thank you very much, and do let me know if you need any kind of help. Uh, do let me know. Try to You can contact me via my uh, uh, you can contact me via Facebook, you can contact me via WhatsApp, and you may also contact me via email or any other social media or any other way that you find convenient. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. It was Muhid Ahmed Siddiqui, and when we will meet the next time, I will have more useful information, the information that I believe can make things easier for you. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. It was Muhid Ahmed Siddiqui. Thank you.